Drivers getting ready for the last race of the Cup Series season. 3 drivers battling for the title. That'll be the number 5 car of John O'Heisel, the number 24 of Eddie Carter, and the number 48 of Ryan Thorvaldsen. Ryan Thorvaldsen has won the Truck Series Championship and the Xfinity Series Championship as it stands, and could be the first driver in PCRL history to lock up a Triple Crown. But first, these drivers have to go qualifying here at Homestead. Just a brief background of what happened at the Homestead Miami Speedway so far in the Truck Series and Xfinity Series. In the Truck Series, it was a wild, mad dash to the end of the race on fuel. Ryan Thorvaldsen was able to save just enough to get across the finish line more than anybody else. Was able to edge out Rashawn Lewis in order to win that race and the championship over Eddie Carter, John O'Heisel, and Keith Marek. Now, as it goes for the Xfinity Series race, it was a wild finish in that event, putting a lot of drivers with a lot of doubt at the end of the day. Eddie Carter almost had the championship won if it weren't for last lap caution that reset the entire field. Ryan Thorvaldsen was able to go on and win the championship after that hectic last restart. And tonight, hopefully, it'll be better. So now here we are, off turn number 4, coming to the green flag for qualifying, and we are underway.
Hard from the outside, outside. All clear, no pressure from behind.
You'll see many of these drivers dive onto pit road to put in some pit road adjustments, make their cars better to have the fastest possible lap. Speaking of poles, John O'Heisel locked up the Busch Pole Award for the most poles in the Cup Series season with 6. He had almost double than anybody else. You see John O'Heisel going to dive onto pit road now, along with a few others, including championship contender Eddie Carter and Kirk Gibson, one of the rare entries into the Cup Series, but he made it tonight along with Rashawn Lewis and Keith Marek, drivers who were not eligible for the championship. 18 in the wall, just kind of got forced up there by the 48 car, but no harm, no foul. And these guys are going to come around 3 and 4. You're going to see who's going to make a stop on pit road or not. 48 going to drop in. 18 going to drop in. Going to put their setups in. Now, the Xfinity Series, a lot of these drivers had to take massive swings with certain changes. They thought the cars would work in a certain manner, and at the end of the day, it just didn't work the way they wanted it to. They had to make several adjustments over the course of the event in order to get their cars into a working manner, and we're going to find out just how it all unfolds. Five car of John O'Heisel surpasses Ryan Thorvaldsen. Ford 18 car, really loose. We're going to let these drivers go around the outside in order not to cause any issues. That 24 car sporting a different look, the Kelly Blue Book paint scheme for the final race of the season. Your championship contenders, the number 5 car of John O'Heisel, going to be driving the number 5 Mountain Dew Chevrolet. As for Ryan Thorvaldsen, he'll be driving the Lowe's American Plumbing Supply Chevrolet. And as we just announced, Eddie Carter will be taking hold of the number 24 Kelly Blue Book Chevrolet. They are all teammates in the Hendrick Motorsports stable, so definitely Hendrick Motorsports has a nice lock on the championship battle here tonight. So far, Chevrolet has won a title, Toyota has a title, and Chevrolet will at least win, or they will win two. That is a given, is that Chevrolet will be winning 2 championships over the course of the PCRL season, which is fantastic. 18 in the wall on the exit of turn number 2. Just doesn't have a great handle on the race car. The 5 car of John O'Heisel is going to come out of turn number 4, and he's going to get the checkered flag to end this qualifying session. And we're going to find out who will be starting on the pole position for tonight's running of the Ford EcoBoost 200. 134 laps, 200 miles around this 1.5 mile oval. Very unique, almost like a Dover, if you will, minus the concrete and a little bit less banking in the turns and front straightaway. But this racetrack is unlike any other 1.5 miles. Sure, it is a 1.5 miles, and you could say it's a quote-unquote cookie cutter, but you can't really call it that. You look at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Atlanta, Texas, Kansas, Chicago, Las Vegas, Kentucky, they all look so identical, but then you look at this racetrack and it's just got its own character. It's actually just the typical stock car oval, almost like how it was at Atlanta and Richmond way back when. Very pale in resemblance when it comes to New Hampshire and Dover nowadays, when it's just 2 equal straightaways and 2 equal turns. And we're going to see just what driver can manage it the best. And here we are for qualifying pole. Ryan Thorvaldsen going to be starting on the pole position, followed by Eddie Carter, Rashawn Lewis, John O'Heisel, Kirk Gibson, and Keith Merrick. So as we said before, it'll be 134 laps. Three stages, going to split everything up in a nice evenly manner, and we're going to see just how this race unfolds. And here we go, heading into Homestead. The final race. 59 races have been run over the course of all 3 series leading up to tonight. And ironically enough, there is your Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series champion being shown right on your screen, Martin Truex Jr. How fitting for our final race of the year do we see the reigning champion in NASCAR. We can only hope that we can pay the comparison to him, but it's a very different world in the virtual world. But we're going to have 3 drivers duking it out for a championship tonight. Hendrick Motorsports certainly in a good position to win a championship. Just what driver is going to do it? John O'Heisel, of course, with the most race wins with 8. And then you got Ryan Thorvaldsen with 3. And Eddie Carter with 1. Who is going to come out on top? Down the front straightaway, pace car peels off. Green flag! The final race of the season is underway. Down at turn 1, the 19 gave the 48 a nice push, heading down into the corner off the exit. The 48 and the 19 and even the 83 are all going to clear the outside lane. Outside lane not having the best of starts. 48 up high, 19 down low, 83 following the 48, 18 into the wall a little bit, 83 in the wall. Ooh, gets a championship contender. 24 losing his grip. 18 gets right to the back of the number 5 car. Everything is all well and good, though, heading down into turn number 1 after completing the first lap. Ryan Thorvaldsen pulls away from Rashawn Lewis. John O'Heisel slides up in front of Eddie Carter. Eddie Carter going to bounce down under the 5. 18 follows in suit in 5th. Of course, Kirk Gibson had that issue through turns 3 and 4. He is 1 second behind the 18 of Merrick. And 24 car having some internet issues. But hopefully they will be fixed at some point. 48 going to lead at lap number 2. Rashawn Lewis, he's had a respectable season. Hasn't had any wins. Has a handful of top 5s. But he's certainly done very well this season for his standards and for this series standards. been able to really compete well, and here he is running down the 48, a championship contender who right now is the championship leader over his Chevrolet counterparts, Eddie Carter and John Heisel, 3rd and 4th respectively. We're going to take a look at what we have fuel-wise. 17 laps remaining in fuel. That is just after 3 laps, or 2 laps completed. We're on the 3rd lap now, and 36 laps to the end of this stage. We're going to have at least 1 pit stop before this stage ends. We've seen yesterday in the Xfinity N-Truck Series races that strategy definitely played into a lot of this. 19 is a little loose above the exit of turn number 4, but it looks like he's going to draw side by side with the 48 down into turn number 1. Down to the inside. 19 had the lead for a split second, has it now on the exit of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. 48 edges ahead of the 19, 5 and 24 championship competitors side by side heading to turn number 3. 19 bobbles, gets a little loose. 48 able to clear the 19 car. 24 going to try to slide up in front of his teammate. Not going to happen. 5 car Heisel holds his ground up on the outside lane. He's going to be able to clear him down into turn number 1. I do not believe so. But 5 and 24 in an intense battle. Only 4 laps into this event. Down the back straightaway we go off the exit of turn number 2. 19 has lost a considerable amount of time to the 48, considering he was right next to him just about a lap and a half ago. Actually, less than that. But it looks like he's gaining a little bit on him in the entries of the turns, and then the 48 car is able to manage his center to exit, is able to rotate and roll off a lot better than anybody else in the field right now. 5 car 24 still side by side. 24 going to fall into line heading into turn number 1. See the variations of lines. This is what makes this track so unique. Even though it is such a basic oval, as many would call it, you have every line around here to run. Bottom, middle, top, in between the middle and bottom, in between the middle and the top. There's variations of different lines around here. You can run pretty much anywhere, and depending on how your setup works and how the driver works, it could benefit or hurt them. 24 bounced off the wall a little bit through turns 3 and 4. Nothing too big to make a scuff out of. He's going to end up losing a little bit of time to the 5 car. 48 down to the bottom, 5 to the bottom, and then you got the 19 and 24 moving up, and the 5 and the 48 kind of lifted themselves off the bottom of the track, moving up to the middle and top. Kirk Gibson, 2nd and a half behind the 18 car after being a second back. 24 running the Kyle Larson line is what they call it. Used to be the Dale Jr. line, but ever since Kyle Larson's shown up to this racetrack here in Homestead, he has been such a phenomenal driver. And a lot of these guys around here would love to model their race after him. The 5 car, he's going all the way down to the bottom of the track, and then he moves up much like everybody else. The 24 holds his ground pretty well as the 18 is just reeling him in. It looks like Kirk Gibson had a problem behind us. But nothing too crazy. 19, 48, and 5 all up in a gaggle for the lead. 24 looks like he's battling a very tight condition off the exits of the turns. 18 is able to get right to his back bumper. And it is a tightly contested battle for the lead. 24 car trying to block the 18's momentum. Going to go down to the bottom lane, see what he can find, because the top lane just isn't working for him. Down off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Still a 3-horse race up at the front of the field. Tight knit. 5 car going under the 19. He's going to get there. 18 going to bounce off the wall. 5 car clears the 19, and he is now in hot pursuit of his teammate Ryan Thorvaldsen for the race lead and championship lead. 20 laps to go in stage number 1. 24 getting a little bit free down into turn 1. 5 car right on the back of the 48. 19 looking to the inside of the 5, can't get there. 18 knocking on the door of the 24. 18 getting a little wide here. See what he can find up on the outside lane. 24 moves way up. 5 car to the inside of Thorvaldsen. Thorvaldsen bounces off the wall. Still side by side to the line. Thorvaldsen has the lead for the moment. Heisel has been able to manage his tires a little bit better. Going under him, has the lead for the moment. 18 and 24 side by side off the exit of turn number 2. And it looks like the 5 car may be able to clear him. Not sure just yet. Down into turn number 1, 48 retakes the lead, and the 5 retakes the lead from the 48. 18 drove in a little deep under the 24 car. Gonna slide up in front of him and take over the 4th position. 5 car has the lead over the 48. 48 retakes it. 5 just ahead of the 48. Is he going to be able to clear him on the exit of turn number 2? He may. 24 under the 18 car for the 4th position. 18 just tags the wall down the back straightaway. Nothing too crazy. But speaking of crazy, what a battle we have for the race lead. 48, 19, 5, all under a blanket. 24 tried the slide job, almost made it stick, and the 18's going to retake that position. John O'Heisel clears the 48 and the 19, and he is your new leader officially, but the 48 says, I have something to say about that. To the inside of the 5 he goes. Down the back straightaway, looks like he's going to be able to clear him. Not just yet. That white number 5 says, watch out, I'm still here. But man, it is very early for these drivers to be battling as hard as they are. But these drivers haven't even been able to get their setups in just yet. We will see what these guys will be able to do off the exit of turn number 4. 5 car just edges ahead of the 48 to the line. Going to lead that lap. And Rashawn Lewis, he's licking his chops, waiting for these two to just bounce off each other and be able to take the race lead. 48 down to the inside of the 5. Going to try a slide job. Ooh, touching a little bit off the exit of turn number 2. 5 car retakes the race lead. Down into turn number 3. And these guys are just working each other over as much as they can. 24 peeking to the inside of the 18 car. He is there. 5 car clears the 48 once again. And the 5 car going to run the outside. 48 to the bottom, looking for maybe a slide job. 19 down to the bottom of the 5. Not going to be able to get there. 48 clears the 5. 5 down to the bottom. What a fantastic race we have for the race lead. 18 running the Kyle Larson line. 24 pushes way up the racetrack and might be able to keep it off the wall after that slide job, and he will. 18 going to fall in line behind him for the 5th position. Ryan Thorvaldsen with the race lead currently down into turn number 1, and it is John O'Heisel who retakes the race lead. John O'Heisel has the outside, 48 to the inside. 24 car once again gets passed for that 4th position. This is a great battle all around for these 2 positions, 1st and 4th. 48 and 5 battling as hard as they can. Remember, we still have a pit stop, and it may be green flag, so we have to watch out on black flags. 48 touches the 18 touches the apron a little bit. Kind of waddles off the track into the wall. Ooh, 18 car just got hooked to the wall and couldn't get off of it. Ryan Thorvaldsen maintains the race lead for the moment. 5 car inching in. It looks like that draft surely helps. Oh, wow, they all just went right up to the wall from the exit of turn number 4. What a fantastic battle we have. Down to the front straightaway we go into turn number 1. The bright sun beating on all these fans and drivers. 48 to the outside has the 5 car pinch. 19 looking to the inside of the 5 for 2nd. Rashawn Lewis has it momentarily heading into turn number 3. Like I said, fuel is running thin. 19 of Rashawn Lewis is going to be your new 2nd place driver. 5 car going to drop onto pit road. 24 going to do the same thing, trying to follow a strategy. Hopefully neither one of them are going to have a black flag. 48 going to retake sole possession of the 1st position over Rashawn Lewis. Rashawn Lewis had a shot at him a little while ago to take over the race lead. Not going to happen just yet. It looks like Kurt Gibson was another driver that jumped onto pit road to get his maintenance of 4 tires, fuel, and a little bit of a wedge adjustment. 18 is going to be going on to pit road this time by. Look at the 48, maybe doing the same thing, and yes, he will. Like you said, you got to make sure you don't speed down here, and all is well and good. 18 car went through a series of changes in that qualifying session, seen how the car reacted to the adjustments that he made, didn't like it, and he's going to properly adjust now. I believe the 48 will do the same thing. Even though he started on pole, you can always get better, especially at a racetrack such as Homestead. 48 into pit road, into his box, 15.3 for the 18. That's what you're going to end up seeing here. 4 tires, some Sunoco fuel, 2 cans of it to be exact. 48. Sounds like he's getting ready to roll. 18 comes out in front of the 48. 18 out in front of the 48 by a lot. Not sure what happened to the 48 on that pit stop. That was a big mistake by that 48 team. Not sure what happened. To put it in perspective, there was about a 2.5 second difference between the 48 and the 18, and the 48 comes out 10 seconds behind the 18 car. Definitely a very big dropped pit stop by that team. John O'Heisel in second behind Rashawn Lewis for the moment. Rashawn Lewis does have to pit. He has pit. He's currently running down the back straightaway behind the 5 car. New leader is John O'Heisel. So now that we have a little bit of time to breathe after that fantastic amount of racing that we had, let's get into all the trends that we've had this season. Ryan Thorvaldsen, after winning the last 2 races, he has put up his win total in the Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup Series to 19. He is going to be the have the most wins over the course of the season. The Sunoco Fueling Victories Award will be awarded to him at the championship ceremonies this weekend. He has 19 wins. The next best is John O'Heisel. He has 16 over the course of all 3 series. The most, of course, he can get is going to be 17. So Ryan Thorvaldsen definitely a dominant figure within PCRL so far this season. You see the 24 car going to make the inside pass around the 19, and he's going to take over the 2nd position. Now, Chad Frankenfield, he was the clear-cut favorite for the championship, but as soon as he got eliminated, he has not returned to PCRL Cup Series racing. It's been disappointing to not have he or Harrison Talon return to the series due to the fact that they were removed from the playoffs due to either inactivity or just getting beat on the racetrack. Definitely disappointing to see it on both ends, because you've seen Harrison Talon, he never gave up, and Chad Frankenfield it just seems you couldn't keep him out of victory lane. And as soon as that whole playoff skirmish happened, he just didn't show up anymore, and it was upsetting to have him not be around any longer. So we'd like to have him back for the Grand Tour in a few months. But right now, this is the championship race. John O'Heisel in first, Eddie Carter in second, Rashawn Lewis fourth, Keith Marek fifth, Kirk Gibson is fifth, and in sixth is Ryan Thorvaldsen. Ryan Thorvaldsen arguably led the most amount of laps next to John O'Heisel so far in the beginning of this run. Of course, we're coming down to the end of this stage, 14 laps to go until the end of stage number 1. We just concluded green flag pit stops, which put John O'Heisel currently in the lead over Eddie Carter by nearly 4 seconds. Now, if you're not aware, the 5 car of John O'Heisel is your championship leader. In second place in the championship standings is Eddie Carter. Third and in last is Ryan Thorvaldsen. So he is in the 6th position. 18 car going to make the move on the 19, his teammate, and he's going to make it stick. 18 car to the 3rd position. Kirk Gibson had an early hiccup in this race, set back the 24 just a tad bit, but the 24 seems to be doing just fine as he has maintained about that 3.8 second gap between he and John O'Heisel. Down the front straightaway we go. Going to come and get 12 laps remaining in stage number 1. Like I said, this is a 134 lap race, the final race of the Cup Series season. 18 gets a little loose off the exit of turn number 2. Has his teammate waiting in the wings to retake that 3rd position back. O'Heisel and Carter seem very, very similar so far. John O'Heisel just so strong all season long, and now you're really seeing it put to the test here. He's put up, back against the wall, has to go out and win this race, or at least finish ahead of everybody else in the championship running. But odds are the champion will win this race. That's just how it's been. The drivers that have won races this year in the Cup Series, they are the drivers that are running for championship right now. I believe that Chad Frankenfield would have been here if he were not skipping the rest of this season and missing the first round of the playoffs. I believe that if he had made it to the second round of the playoffs, he definitely would have been here at the Homestead Miami Speedway battling with whatever 2 drivers deserved it the most. But Eddie Carter, he had no wins up until a few weeks ago. The Auto Club Speedway happened, and he took his number 24 Mountain Dew Chevrolet to victory lane after some pit stop strategy, made it work perfectly, and got his first career PCRL Cup Series winner, or win for that matter. And now he is one of 4 drivers to have won in all 3 series. That being Chad Frankenfield, Ryan Thorvaldsen, and Jono Heisel. Eddie Carter was able to add his name to that list, as I said a handful of weeks ago. And here he is. Had a very morbid race at the Phoenix International Raceway last week. Just did not have the best of runs. And was just so disappointed in himself. And then remembered, wait, I've won at Auto Club. I'm into Homestead no matter what. So that was very definitely a relief for him to be able to say that he's into Homestead no matter what. But currently losing time now to Jono Heisel. Looking at almost, now it is 5 seconds. Seems that 5 car either has sped up or that 24 is just losing a little bit. It looks more so like the 5 car has just gotten quicker than everybody else in the field currently. Now Ryan Thorvaldsen started on pole. That is his 3rd pole in the last 4 races. Mind you, he had 0 Cup Series poles prior to the Auto Club Speedway a handful of weeks ago. Was able to win the Texas Motor Speedway pole, and now he wins the Homestead pole. So definitely living up to that Flying Ryan name at the end of this season. Was able to put some good adjustments in the race cars for qualifying and be the Ryan Newman of the past couple of weeks, if you will. 18 car on the wall, a little bit on the exit of turn number 2. Nothing to start a stir over. So Ryan Thorvaldsen definitely holding his head high, knowing he has speed, but right now he's got to be able to get out of that 6th place position. 18 just getting a little squirrely off the exit of turn number 4. It just seems that as the tires start to wear down more and more, that loose feeling certainly comes back with a wrath. And definitely takes any driver that's in his path. And right now it looks like every driver is battling some kind of condition. Rashawn Lewis more so than anybody else, I believe. At one point, he was up in the 2nd position. He has fallen all the way back to the 4th position. Looks like he might end up giving the 5th position up to Kurt Gibson in the number 83 car, who's currently in 5th. Ryan Thorvaldsen, as I mentioned, is just outside the top 5 in 6th. If you weren't here for that, he had a very, very poor pit stop. He came in ahead of the number 18 car by a little over 2 seconds and came down pit road at the same time. 48 got into pit road about 1.5 to 2 seconds prior to the 18. 18 left, and by the time that the 18 was down the back straightaway, the 48 was just getting out of pit road. For whatever reason, the pit crew on that 48 team did not do well whatsoever. Bush fan, a.k.a. Kurt Gibson, just surpassed Rashawn Lewis for the 4th position. 83 car now puts his car 1 position higher. He had been in the 6th position for much of the race this afternoon so far. So moving up the chain slowly but surely. 5 car seems to have just dissipated a little bit. Nothing too wild. You know, he's about the same speed that he's been pretty much this whole race. Not putting a blistering pace down, but he certainly has the fastest race car around here, able to hold his line better and run stronger than everybody else so far in this event. But we have many, many laps to go. Currently just past the under 100 laps to go mark. 18 in the wall. Oh, 18 in the wall again. Jeez. A little squirrely above the exit of turn number 2. Coming to 2 laps to go in stage number 1. It seems that whatever has happened to Ryan Thorvaldsen, it is not good. He has fallen way behind the pace of the race leaders. Coming to the white flag in stage numero uno. 24 looks like he's in the wall above the exit of turn number 4. He lost a lot of time to the 18 car. 1 lap to go. '24 just trying to limp the race car around here in order to finish in the 2nd position, because of course the track position you'll have is huge. Now of course the outside lane just doesn't work as well as the inside lane. We're going to find out just what happens. 18 car coming out of turn number 4 behind the 24, not going to get there. Jono Heisel, stage 1 winner. 18 going to back off a little bit to get that inside lane, and the 24 car going to finish 2nd. And here is how it will go. Ryan Thorvaldsen was able to pass Rashawn Lewis prior to the end of the first stage, getting into the 5th position, which is fantastic. He'll be on the inside lane on this restart, which is huge. So John Heisel racking up yet another stage win. And driver's going to jump onto pit road now to see what kind of adjustments they can put on the race car. Here's your restarting order. John Heisel in first, and it's Eddie Carter, Keith Marek, Kirk Gibson, Ryan Thorvaldsen, and Rashawn Lewis. Green flag back in the air.
Outside by himself.
Outside lane, a much better restart here, at least heading into turn number 1. Oh, 18 getting a little free there. Doesn't want to pinch either of these championship contenders into the wall or whatever it may be. 5 car has the lead, 48 to the inside of the 18. Heading down into turn number 3. 24 going to make it 3 wide. Oh, 18's in the wall a little bit. Oh, he's in the wall. Just got forced up there. And Rashawn Lewis having issues. Looks like he is not here currently. Got John Heisel up in first, and it's Ryan Thorvaldsen. Oh, 18 to the wall. Hard. My goodness. Looks like the car just got a little loose down into turn number 1, almost like a Michael McDowell-esque kind of wreck, minus the savagery of flipping that ensued that horrific crash in Texas. Eddie Carter going to fall back to the 4th position. Yeah, Rashawn Lewis currently not here with us, unfortunately. Looks like he's going to be 2 laps down, maybe even more, depending on what happens here. He may end up getting kicked from the race. Four-tenth of a second lead, it looks like, over Ryan Thorvaldsen is what John Heisel has currently. Now, at this stage, just 1 lap shorter than stage number 1, but the same fuel laws apply here, so to say. You got to make that pit stop midway in order to have the amount of fuel to make it to the end of stage number 1, or stage number 2, I should say. 48 and 5 duking it out up at the front of the field. They are really close to each other right now. Sean Lewis looks like he did get going after all, but not without being a couple of laps down, at least to the 18 of Marek, maybe even to the 5 and 48 of Heisel and Thorvaldsen. Now, a couple of facts about the Homestead Miami Speedway. The past 4 seasons in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, when the race came down to the Homestead Miami Speedway, the driver that won the championship won the race. That only happened once within, I don't know, maybe the last ever. I believe ever since the Homestead Miami Speedway was the final racetrack on the season, the champion won the race only once, and that ended up causing a tie between Tony Stewart and Carl Edwards in 2011, giving Tony Stewart his 3rd and final Cup Series championship. Now for here, it looks like it may be the same way between the 5, 48, and 24. It looks like you're going to have to win this race because competition is just so darn stout. So Heisel and Thorvaldsen flipping and flopping with the race lead. Now, after this stage, we are going to jump into the drivers' heads and see what they hear. Of course, I don't know how you can see what people hear, but hey, we're going to see it firsthand. You're going to get right inside the minds of the championship contenders, and that is John Heisel, Ryan Thorvaldsen, and Eddie Carter. What they're saying about their race cars, what they're saying about the race, the event itself, and it is going to be a ton of fun. Eddie Carter going to get past Kurt Gibson to put the championship contenders 1, 2, 3 for the moment. So Rashawn Lewis is 3 laps down to the race leaders, and Kurt Gibson retakes that 3rd position over Eddie Carter. 28 laps to go in stage number 2. And just about 1 second is what John Heisel has as a lead over Ryan Thorvaldsen. Currently, Heisel leads Thorvaldsen and Carter in the championship standings. Eddie Carter has fallen to the 4th position in the race, while being 3rd in the point standings. These drivers will have to pit around 9 laps from now, which will put it at about 19, 20 laps to the end of the stage. And drivers should be able to finish this race out, or finish this stage out, on that same tank of fuel. Eddie Carter and Kurt Gibson, tightly contested 3rd place battle. Carter puts himself right back into 3rd position, making it once again 1, 2, and 3 for the championship contenders. Now, Kurt Gibson isn't one of those drivers that just gives you the position because you're running for a championship. He's that guy that wants to make you earn it. He is Ryan Preece of the PCRL Cup Series and just PCRL in general. He doesn't want to give way to a championship contender just because of the fact that you're a championship contender. He wants to go out here and win races no matter what. If he has an opportunity to win, I'm sure that he will use every opportunity to execute that to the fullest. And you're seeing it right now. He is racing that number 24 of Eddie Carter as hard as he possibly can without wrecking him. And so far this season, Kurt Gibson has been a phenomenal race car driver in all 3 series. He used to be a full-time PCRL Cup Series driver, but as time progressed, just lost his ride, didn't really have much time to run PCRL as much as usual. But here he is. He's been running the past few months, and it's been great to have him around in the Xfinity Truck and Cup Series. For the Truck Series, he actually took the Texas Motor Speedway race win a couple of weeks ago from Ryan Thorvaldsen, getting his first ever PCRL race win. That was pretty cool to see him take that first victory. Although he wasn't playoff eligible considering the fact that he missed the first half of the season, it was certainly great to see him finally reach victory lane after being such a dominant figure within the series. He was able to lead races and run over the front of the field and be very, very strong week in and week out, no matter where we ran. And it was great to finally see all of that hard work pay off and be PCRL's 11th different race winner this year. Now, all the drivers that have won this year, it was kicked off with Tim Smith. Tim Smith ran a handful of races early in the year and then just didn't run anymore, but he took the number 46 pedigree Toyota Tundra to victory lane at Daytona. The next race, Keith Marek took the number 18 Peak Antifreeze Toyota Camry to victory lane at Daytona for his 2nd career PCRL race win. And then for the for the Cup Series and the Daytona 250, John Heisel won on a formality. A very wild cheating scandal happened at the end of the Daytona 250. that stripped Harrison Talon from the race win and gave the race win to John Heisel, his first career race win in PCRL. And you had Nick Dabbs winning at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Truck Series, and then David Brailsford followed that up with his first career race win as well at Atlanta, and Chad Frankenfield, the defending champion, became the 6th different winner on the year. Went to New Hampshire, Ryan Thorvaldsen became the 7th race winner by winning the Xfinity and Cup Series races at the 1 mile oval. Several other drivers were able to win over the course of the season, including the very next week. Jake Dempster took the number 12 Penske Ford Mustang to victory lane at Road America. What a phenomenal battle he had with John Heisel to end that race, becoming the 8th different winner over the course of the year. As I said, Kirk Gibson became number 9. Number 10, Harrison Talon was finally able to reach victory lane at the Darlington Raceway. And I believe that if he had raced a little bit more, he would have been a championship contender for the Xfinity Series title. Drivers are jumping onto pit road now to end this stage. To put fuel, tires in and on the race cars to end this stage on their proper pit cycle. And then finally, the last driver to win in PCRL this season was Eddie Carter, was able to score his first win of the year at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Truck Series. Of course, he was one of 4 drivers, as I mentioned before, to win in all 3 series this year. And how about that? Ryan Thorvaldsen had an awful first pit stop of the day earlier in stage number 1. And here he is with a fantastic pit stop, able to take John Heisel's race lead here at the Homestead Miami Speedway and become the new leader as we are closing here in stage number 2. 17 laps to go, to be exact. Once again, it is still a 1-2-3 championship battle for the title, but with a new leader in front, the 48 over his teammates, I should say, John Heisel and Eddie Carter. Now the Toyotas, they have not had much luck so far tonight. 83, 18, and 19 are all 4th, 5th, and 6th. The last Toyota to win a race this year was Chad Frankenfield, way back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, just before hopping into the playoffs. Of course, he was not to return to PCRL Cup Series competition. And Chevrolet has won and may very well win all 7 races of the playoffs, including the championship tonight. Now let's see where these guys are. It looks like Ryan Thorvaldsen has about a 1.5 second lead over John Heisel. 15 laps remain. Now, luckily for a lot of these guys, except for Ryan Thorvaldsen sure wants this race to end in 15 laps, but still have a whole another half of a race to go. But that's just the thing. For the other 5 drivers competing in this event tonight, they have another half of the race to go. So they have a little bit of time to breathe, figure out their race cars, and see what works well where. Heisel staying at about a 1.5 seconds behind Ryan Thorvaldsen for the race lead. Eddie Carter seems to have had an issue. He has lost the 3rd position and he is rapidly falling. Had a 9-second gap over the 18 car and now it has dropped to a little over 5.5 seconds. Heisel just chipped in about 1/10 of a second. Now 0.2 of a second on the race leader. And that makes it halfway. In this event, we have just reached, I believe, 67 laps in tonight's event here at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Another 67 laps remain, which means we're going to have about 55 laps to end tonight's event, which should be plenty. Actually, I think a little under 55 laps, but about 50 laps to end tonight's race, and that's going to be plenty for these drivers to figure stuff out. At least one pit stop, depending on what happens and how these guys work around this. Personally, I do not see them making it on fuel unless they run at about 10 miles an hour around here, which at that pace, of course, you wouldn't really do much. But it looks like it's going to end up being a two-stop race to the end of the event tonight. So that could put some big impacts on how this race unfolds, because black flags can bite anyone at any time, depending on what happens. So we'll see what happens. Ooh, 18 in the wall, but exit turn number 2 just won't get off the wall. John O'Heisel has trimmed that lead down to about a second. So he is reeling in that 48 car, and you're seeing the 5 car's strengths so far over the course of this whole race. He's just been so strong. I don't think that he can put down the fastest lap, but that's okay. It's not about putting the fastest lap down. If you can put the fastest lap down, great, pat yourself on the back. But if you can be the fastest driver for 134 consecutive laps, or over the course of 134 laps, that is what determines who will be the race winner. Just how strong you can be over a long run, and work your car, hold it in the same line. It's just, there's so much to it, and now it has been trimmed down a little bit more to about 0.6 of a second and closing with 8 laps to go in stage number 2. Now, of course, this stage really doesn't matter for all these drivers. The only driver really matters for is Busch fan, which is Kirk Gibson, NASCAR is Life, which is Keith Marek, and Rashawn 516, which is Rashawn Lewis. That's all the drivers that have to really worry about stage points. Thorvaldsen, O'Heisel, and Carter really don't have to worry much about it. Actually, they have to worry about none. It's about where everybody finishes in the final stage of tonight's event. And we have a battle for the lead now, and Ryan Thorvaldsen looks like he has surrendered that race lead, or it's just a tightly contested battle between he and John O'Heisel for that race lead. Maybe side by side right now. I can't really see all that much. I wish I could, because it seems like a phenomenal battle for the race lead between the 2 championship title contenders. Those drivers coming to 5 laps to go. Coming to the end of the stage here. And it looks like by about 0.2 of a second, John O'Heisel has the lead over Ryan Thorvaldsen, and that is huge. It was a little over 1.5 seconds about 10 laps ago, and John O'Heisel was able to throw out a hook and start reeling that 48 car back in. So you see what driver has the quickest race car over the course of a long haul. But I think that 48 car, as soon as he got behind the 5, he was able to kind of stabilize out, and sure, he is 0.3 of a second behind, but he's able to keep that draft behind the 5 car and just work with him. Be right behind him and follow his lane, see where he's running, how he's running, how much gas he's putting in, how much brake he's putting in, if any at all, how he's rotating the corners and whatnot. So there's a lot to it, as these drivers are going to be coming down to 3 laps to go in stage number 1, or 2, I should say. I'm sure that Ryan Thorvaldsen doesn't want to put anything in jeopardy, because track position is everything. But unfortunately, it looks like the way it's going to end up falling out for Ryan Thorvaldsen, he's going to end up being in a situation where he's going to be on the outside lane for this restart, unless something drastic happens. But it looks like the 48 is going to be in the outside lane for possibly the final restart of the race. I'm not saying that's going to determine who's going to win this championship, but it definitely could play a role in who has the best position on the track and where everybody's going to end up filtering out when everybody goes down pit road. White flag is out in stage number 2. 1 lap to go. John Heisel currently has that stage lead by 1/10 of a second over Ryan Thorvaldsen. Does Thorvaldsen push every ounce he's got to get past Heisel? I think that he should. As much as the stage points don't matter, the restarting position does. These drivers are going to filter out, and it looks like Ryan Thorvaldsen might have just won the stage. Ryan Thorvaldsen, I believe, just won the stage. My goodness. Ryan Thorvaldsen put on a great performance at the end there to win stage number 2, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry. They're coming to the stage finish now. I'm sorry, I was about a lap too early, but it looks like Ryan Thorvaldsen either way is going to end up winning this stage. He got past John Heisel. Not sure in what capacity or how, but we'll see what happens as we come to the green checkers to end the stage here in Homestead. It looks like Ryan Thorvaldsen did indeed win stage number 2. And as I expressed before, jumping back over to talk to our drivers. What's up?
Not much.
So I see that Ryan won that stage.
It was very intense.
I was sitting back here just like, wow.
My car is great.
So,
The last 5 laps.
crap. I'm sad.
Oh, well, I'm going back to 3rd or 4th.
Good day. We're going green. Hard from the outside, outside.
Especially if I shift like that.
Gonna ask, Rashawn, how were you 2 laps down or 3 laps down or whatever? I forgot you were away
Did
for
you-
like 2 or 3 laps.
Yep. Awkward. Wait, who backed out? The Keith again?
Huh?
It was you, Keith, huh?
What?
You backed up?
Yeah, my car was too loose. I was gonna wreck everybody.
Oh.
Oh, so you aren't in the race anymore?
No, I backed out of the bottom lane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my car doesn't like restarts on the low lane.
Yeah, it's a
Bottom
little
lane
hectic.
is scuffed.
Oh, whoops.
Tasty.
Me. Not good.
That was my best lap ever, apparently.
That was your best lap ever. Wow.
Hello, Ryan. Ryan, you're getting me loose.
Wow.
No, it's you. If it's
I'm
just my
getting
car
you
being
loose or
tempered.
I'm gonna be loose? What did you say there?
No, I said I'm getting loose.
Yeah, I am too.
Go
Oh.
away!
You go away.
No!
I think we both got loose and bounced off each other there.
Yeah. That was pretty scary. I touched the apron just a tiny bit.
Tooch the Operan.
Yep.
Guess who just commented on my stream?
Trey.
Yep. Any guesses on what he said?
Nick up.
Looks
Subscribe
like
to
we
my
need
channel.
some viewers there, feller.
Oh!
I touched Ryan. I got a little loose.
Best lap ever. That's awesome.
I don't like it. I don't appreciate when you touch me, John. That's weird.
It's everybody's fastest lap.
30.79.
Wow, I just ran a 31:01 as my fastest lap.
Okay, I think Eddie was trying to give me the outside and I was just too retarded.
Yep, John, good job.
Mine's a
Right.
30.777.
Is Eddie in the game chat?
No, he's in party, but he hasn't talked the whole race.
Oh,
I mean, technically we should be quiet.
When he concentrates, he tends to stay off mic.
yeah, I don't blame him.
It's a good idea.
It helps.
Alright, be quiet.
A little bit of a tap. Doesn't this look familiar?
Yeah.
Shouts out channel. Raw Gator YT. There you go.
Oh no.
Viewers
I'm so
pile
sorry
in.
about I almost wrecked the lead lap car,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, the viewers are just gonna come pouring in, Trey.
Probably
I
don't even
wish
know what
NASCAR had
NASCAR
more
is.
fans.
Huh? What was that, Keith?
So they probably don't even know what NASCAR is. Half of Trey's viewers.
True.
They just like his videos because they're quite funny.
Pretty much.
Nah, I have a feeling most of them are NASCAR fans.
1K NASCAR fans.
Are you going to win the championship? I don't know. John's a little bit better than me right now.
Until I get to you.
I can keep up to him once he gets by me, and then I can like challenge him back and win the stage on the final lap. But I don't know if I'll be able to actually hold him off, Trey. He says, "Hey, no, hey now, Keith, bad."
Hey man, I'm just giving cold hard facts like Coors Light.
Cold hard.
Official
facts.
beer of NASCAR. Until this year.
Yeah, man, you just won the Bush Pole Award. So like,
Who was the next closest in polls? Was it?
Chad,
Okay, that's what I thought. How many did John have again? 16?
6.
No, that was his wins.
If he had 16 poles, I'd be concerned about the integrity of this league.
Yeah, my viewers can't drink that beverage. Oh,
What, moonshine?
Oh, yeah.
Trey, they can, but it might be frowned upon by, you know, the law.
Yee.
I thought
Ah, you can't drink that. You're too young.
Trey told me he was like 9 years old yesterday. Or 2 days ago, whenever it was.
Yeah, okay.
Trey is
He's
not
actually
9.
10.
mentality doesn't.
He's actually
Yeah,
10.
your mentality does not mean your actual age.
Nah.
Mentally, Trey's like 10. You see that?
My car
Shit.
fucking hates me. It's like flat
Hey,
tires.
checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
I love that meme.
Oh hi, thanks for
Provider.
checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
Garbage. Ooh, that harmony. With
Wow,
harmony.
Rashawn.
Ration.
That's what Trey says. I don't remember what you said, but he says, "Wow, Rashawn."
Oh yeah, I told him he's mentally 10.
Oh.
Hashtag damn son.
Let me
Ted
chill
Ryan better
before.
not use my line.
Trey silently
Ryan's-
releases a YouTube video calling out Rashawn's, and they're gonna have a boxing match.
I don't know, man.
all I
Rashawn's
see
from
on-
New York.
that's
He
all-
might be able to clock somebody.
Okay.
On,
Hello,
yeah,
Ryan.
I could see it. I could see it.
I don't know.
I could see Rashawn just
he watches,
being like,
WWE and all that stuff.
yeah, he might just RKO the shit out of Trey.
One day we're gonna like go and visit him after like just giving him a bunch of hell, and he's gonna just greet us with a table right to the face.
I'll just run with the joke.
He'll just-
I have like no viewers over here. I've had like one viewer every once in a while. Like, hey,
Trey's-
this is cool.
Trey's my
Circles.
first viewer. I usually can pull in like 2 or 3. I think the most I've had was like 5. But then I don't know if you guys saw. Oh, I'm loose, John. I am so sorry.
Oh, I'm done. Oh, oof.
Ouch.
I think we're gonna throw a caution for that.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Ryan.
What's up, John?
All right,
do I
so
get my lap back? Question
Rashawn, you can go past Bushfan to get your lap back.
mark. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, so Bushfan, you are the new leader.
Anyways, is Bushfan
I'm
still in
so
game
left
chat or
down.
is he back in the party
Fuck.
chat?
I don't know.
I'm currently hosting you. Yeah, Trey. This isn't Twitch. This is YouTube's.
Yeah, YouTube is garbage.
Bushfan, if you can hear
I
me,
don't
just
think- I
weave
don't-
back and forth. All right, cool. 7,000 RPMs in second gear, and then we're gonna
Bushfan, if you can
jump
hear
on
me,
pit
slam
road.
on the brakes right now.
Where are you guys at?
He can't hear me.
Turn. Guessing backstretch.
Oh,
Oh,
yep,
there
he
he is.
hears me.
Technically, should me and John be in the back, or are we just
Yes.
going back after pit road?
Eddie would be in third right now, entering pit road.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. Yes, Eddie, I understand you're still upset with me about yesterday. It's okay. I'm doing shitty today.
Shitty. If
I
anybody's
mean,
doing
John's miles faster than me.
if anybody's doing shitty today, it's probably fucking me.
I mean, you can't count the first two stages because you were commentating, and that, I don't know. Everyone here thinks it really affects your driving. No offense, but
It does.
It does. He admitted it. Make a roll. I'm still out down, but fuck it.
But fuck it, likes handy lemons, make lemonade then. But if I can't batter the women, how the fuck am I supposed to bake them a cake then?
uh-huh.
Stick my dick in it. What is
Okay,
it?
calm down.
No, what is it? No.
Anyways, like I was saying, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like PlayStation software updated yesterday or 2 days ago, and so now it's like kind of, I don't know, like reset all my broadcasting settings, so I don't even know if I'm like sharing a link to like Facebook as Keith and John just wreck each other.
Sorry, Keith. That was the game being interesting.
Honestly, I don't know
This is why
why
they should
when you're
let
when you're
us
in the
kill
when you're in the first pit stall, for whatever reason, it just sends you right out onto the track. However, you exit the pit
Yeah.
stall, just says
Yeah, I
fuck
don't really
fuck
like
the
that
final
either.
commitment line. You can just run out.
Alright, Ryan, you're fifth alongside
John
me.
should be ahead of me,
Oh, hi Bushman.
Wait, why should I be there?
and Rashawn's a lap down. Okay, yeah.
Get past me. Hurry up.
No, I
Okay.
wrecked.
I'm already past you. John's
Oh.
in front of me.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm
You
locked
came off
down,
the
John
road
forgot.
right in front of me. Remember, you and Keith got into it, and then I was right behind it.
Whatever, you can start there, it's fine.
Inside.
Well, Rashawn's a lap down, is what I was saying. but whatever.
Inside.
Yeah, John.
Listen, I'm fine starting back here.
Yeah, I don't think starting in fourth gear would be a good idea, Ryan.
Still there.
You think?
I like gave Eddie like a panic hit as I went to hit the gas and realized that I was in fourth gear.
Inside.
A lot of Chevys. Actually, there are no Fords in here.
Hasn't been a Ford since Fireblaze.
Clear low.
Yeah, what happened to that? He tweeted that he was going to be racing.
LOL.
Clear all around.
Yeah.
Who races when they're kicked out of the playoffs? Oh, the real guys do. Bushman's not even in
I've
the
got
fucking
2
playoffs,
viewers
and here he
Trey's
is
like,
leading.
2 viewers, my large fan base
Hello,
is coming in. Yeah, I'm 3 wide.
I could ditch Keith right now, but I'm not going
I
to.
didn't do it to him. Are we
You're
still
gonna
three
ditch
wide?
Keith?
Yeah,
I'm
he
joking.
could totally ditch the league and be like, yeah, fuck this. I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. I like actually having like Thursday nights to myself.
I'm joking. Oh, the
Oh,
door
Ryan.
bell rang again. I think my race
That
is
works.
over.
That rang my bell. Yup.
Oh, never mind. I got lucky.
Is that Eddie Carter to
Come
the
on,
lead?
Trey. Ah!
Oh!
Holy- Rashawn!
Oh.
That reaction time, Rashawn, that was on point. Oh my goodness, what the hell? Okay.
You know on my screen I went high? You know that, right?
I mean, I was high already, Rashawn.
Oh, were you now? That's illegal.
Clear low.
Ha ha
On
ha.
my screen you spinned a little bit.
Yeah, I got loose and then I like hit the wall and then I was up there and then you just plowed right.
I wanna go up there.
It was that beautiful Rashawn reaction time, like at Talladega when Eddie ran out of gas right in front of him. Keith, did you just let me go, or did
Yeah,
you,
I just let you go.
Okay.
Keith. Raise up.
Hey man, you got Ryan Priest with you. You can deal with Ryan Priest, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh
Kill
God.
yourself.
Fire blaze.
He was in the stream
So about that.
one percent,
Oh,
but
nice.
It's 105 laps too late.
I told you he was watching. You didn't listen.
It's cool that he's watching and all, but like he could be racing. But you know,
That's probably why he joined. He might be the second viewer on my thing. Oh boy,
whoa,
Rashawn, that was pretty.
whoa.
That song just loved me so much.
What's up, Ration? All right, thanks. Thanks.
Oh, Keith. Okay.
What's up, Ration? Okay, thanks. God damn, my mom is yelling at my sister, man.
Uh-oh.
How many laps are left?
28.
107 out of 134.
28.
It's like 28 is what the master says.
17.
Massa.
What's up, hello?
My car is handling really gay. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Can I have some adjustments that work? They don't fucking blow.
That was pretty good.
Hey, man, Waka Flocka asked me to get onto a track, but I just couldn't do it. I wonder what happened to Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap made that song and he just, like, died after that.
Yeah.
Was like,
He also
shit,
released that one.
man.
Where he's like, I'm a devil worshiper. I forget how it goes. He made a
He's probably
couple
like,
other songs.
shit, man, I gotta go to the Sahara Desert to find my other eye.
Oh my gosh, Keith.
I lost a viewer because of that.
Damn, son.
Right, like, I can't stand this cancerous cancer.
It's like, what is this? This is not wholesome.
This is not a Christian Minecraft server.
This is Good Friday. I can't be listening to this shit.
I've seen so many of those, like, Christian Minecraft server memes.
This is a
They say
Christian
heck and
Minecraft.
frick.
What is it where they like
Phil, what
kill
the
a zombie or whatever
what the
and
frick?
then they like say grace?
No, it's like, it's just like when someone says frick on your Christian Minecraft server, but
Fireblaze
You let it
says
go,
flip
and then
your
they say,
nuggets. That's a different one.
Flip your
that's just
nuggets.
like,
Hey
sorry, sir,
man,
this is a Christian server.
he's keeping it on the Christian server. He could have said another F word, but he said flip. Flip your nuggets. Hey, I have 2 viewers
appreciate you,
again.
Fireblaze.
I appreciate you. You're the real
I have
MVP.
one viewer. Hello, viewer. Welcome to the final countdown.
It's the final pound down.
Oh my god, I hate when my car gets loose coming in. That's just the worst feeling ever.
Coming in.
Hate seeing that 48 car coming.
I wouldn't say I'm
Superman.
coming, but I mean, I'm back to second at
Shut the
least.
fuck up.
Anyway.
Fireblaze says he loves Ryan and John.
Oh, skirt.
Skirt. While Trey says no cursing on my good Christian live stream.
Trey's on
Oh
my
my God.
Trey's watching my video. Excuse me.
I've caused
Who's
the
Raw
cancer.
Gator?
He's in my
Eerie theme music plays.
It's
who's
just
the real
kidding. There's
one?
Somebody watching, but they aren't saying anything.
Then who's
They want
flipping
to
the
tap something
lights?
Just so I can see
Nosferatu.
Gator, please stand up.
with a real raw gator. Please stand up.
Just
Maybe it's his,
Nosferatu.
maybe it's his little cousin again, Gator Games.
Gator Games. Oh, he just told me he's the fake one. That sucks.
Damn.
Whatever, I still have a viewer. That's all I care about. Oh, who just cushioned themselves? Oh god, that's Bush fan. Oh god. Oh, who? I just like his channel, so I made a parody account.
Well, at least he's honest, right?
Leave honest, yes. Alright, so championship contenders are 1, 2, 3 with 21 laps to go.
21.
21.
20 Vin. 18 car pitting this time by.
Raw Gator, I have an imposter? I guess so, man.
Slow down.
Now what he's doing, he's breaking the system. He's got his phone on one screen and a tablet or something on the other.
Laps, no mistakes.
Please don't do that again, kid.
Lit.
Lydia is a motherfucking titty. Oh, I just...
Warble.
Name your favorite body part that starts with the letter T. Titties.
Titties and bear. I like big titties and...
Name a body part that starts with the letter T. Titties. So much conviction.
I know, I love that. He's just like, he said it, and he saw nothing wrong with it.
Fireless, like, restart the race. I never received an invite. As we're down to 18 laps to
Gator
go.
Game says hi Gator, and then Raw Gator's like hi Gator.
Oh my gosh, cancer.
Only
Alright,
one
if you
viewer,
get like
though.
a 14-3. What was your time?
What did you get, John?
15-1.
I definitely don't want
Nice.
to screw Eddie out of this, so my car's
What did you get?
excessively loose.
I swear, if I see you pulling out in front of me, okay, good.
No. Not happening.
Staying low. Staying low.
Holy fuck! Eddie, yeah, he took over that second place spot there.
Yay!
I think
Sean's leaving.
I think he pitted a lap or two before.
Yes, he did.
That lower, Sean.
Yeah. Jesus.
Race him, Rashawn.
Wait, who's that?
Eddie,
No
Trying-
shit.
trying to win a cup championship. Wow, this car is trash!
Yeah, so I was... What was I, John, before pits? 2.5 or 3 seconds behind you?
2.5.
Okay. My pit stop was 16.1. I
I
felt
wish I
like I
could
was
race
pretty
him,
aggressive
but
entering pit road, and he
after
still
pitting all
gained
that.
2 seconds on me.
Yep. I had a 15-1.
Yeah, I had a 16.
You're almost out of
so it's
gas.
1 second. Add that on to 2.5. It's 3.5. I don't get where you got the 2 seconds on me from.
I don't know.
Oh man.
Mysteries.
It's called hacks, John. It's hacks. Just admit it.
The Hicks.
No. Hooks. Hackerino and Chase.
Oh,
Hackerino.
wow.
Hackerino.
Me and Bushfan both just wrecked separately. Oh, that's
Uh-oh.
fun.
Trey is like, the league race is starting. It's just me and all boss, so we're gonna have a good points day. This game isn't very fun. Sponsor me 704 games.
Oh, yup. This is so much fun. This car is so bad right now. Oh my god, I Kyle Bushed myself.
What? Yes. What? Legendary Pokemons. I don't know. I don't remember the names. I wish I was on the lead lap, but fuck myself. Open the door. Oh,
Yeah, whole much fun.
Keith's driver died, and then that's F's in the chat.
Yeah, my car is absolutely awful right now.
Loose or tight?
Tight. Or, I'm sorry, loose. Like, wicked loose.
Alright, 10 to go. Keep it nice and smooth for us.
Go low,
Inside.
Keith. I'm good.
I don't want to wreck anybody.
Watch your speed, please.
Wow, my fastest pit stop of the day. The final pit stop when I'm like 9 laps down.
How fast was it?
14.7.
It's pretty good.
I feel like they just randomize it. My first one I had a speeding penalty, so it was like 30. Otherwise, it probably would have been like a 15.3, I would guess. And then my second pit stop was my fastest, a 14.3, and then my last one, which is when I needed to be fast, was a whopping 16.1.
I can't even remember what my last one was.
15.1.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't pay attention.
5 to go this time.
5 laps to go.
Yep. Thank you, Bush fan.
Hard from the outside, outside, clear all around.
Holy crap, there's only 3 cars on the lead lap. Keep doing it, Cassie. Cassie, give John some lovin'.
Hump his
Gosh,
fucking
he's
leg,
in a
man.
Shit on his feet.
Projectile vomit at his knees.
Yeah.
See, oh, here,
Knock the
reaching from
TV
the
over.
cage.
Unplug his PlayStation. Do something.
I did one time actually have her. She pulled out the. I don't know how she did it, but she pulled out the modem cable.
Nice.
It was really cancerous. I was leading in a league race too.
John leading in a league race? I've never heard of that.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
Some news to me.
It's like the rare. That's like the rarest thing ever.
Yeah.
A couple more turns. Two more.
2 laps to go. Trying to finish second in morals here. Trying to pass Ryan for the quote-unquote second place.
What do you mean second place?
I mean, like, I know I'm not going to finish second, but if I pass you for
Oh,
quote-unquote
is
second.
this you up here?
Behind you.
White flag is in the air.
Oh, behind. Oh, are you catching? Oh, yeah, you pitted. That's right.
Yeah. All right, white flag on the season 4 finale.
Technically, you're gonna be passing me for third because Bushman would be in fourth then, or second then.
Oh, baby. Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, and yet another win.
If the race were to end right now.
The race would end right now. John O'Heisel is your season 4 champion.
Yes.
Who won the championship? Danica Patrick,
Casey Kane,
Michael Annette,
Austin Wayne
someone
himself.
else. Fireblaze. No, wait. There's this guy. His name is Trey Normile. He won the championship.
Who he wins things?
Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. You mean number 1 Edwards fan won?
Trey says, "Congrats, John."
Thank you, Trey.
And I suppose I say it too.
Thank you, Ryan.
Number 1 Edwards fan won.
Number 1.
Nice guys. Good season, Keith.
That was a much better race than the last 2
Yeah.
we've had.
It would have been nice to get a couple more cautions to kind of split the stages up a little more, but I'm glad it ended under green and without
Any incident or shrouded in any controversy?
Yes, controversy is the word I was looking for. Oh,
Alrighty.
look at that! Look at that! Look at how close those lap times were.
Yeah,
Holy
man.
shit!
Who had the fastest lap?
Eddie did
Wow.
37.5. Then I had a 37.6. John had a 37.7.
That's sweet.
And then the other two within about a tenth of me,
Yeah.
or less.
Alright, so the thing I mentioned
Who is
actually...
no Edwards fan? My name is no boy ear fan.
No Boyer fan. Yeah, who is Carl Edwards?
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
true.
aren't we picking numbers?
Yes, we are.
Oh, skirt.
Aha.
Wow, thanks, Bush fan.
Wait, what was that? Alright, I'm gonna invite Trey to the party.
Oh, righty. Okay, I said Chevrolet, not
And then
Cherokee.
I'm going to end this here stream, so Trey, I'll talk to you in a second. Yes, Boyer is a beast.
Alright, so the one stat that I listed off in the broadcast earlier was that Ryan had 0 poles for the first 16 races. In the last 4, he's won 3 of them.
Did I win every poll this weekend? Or this...
I
should say.
I don't think you won for the trucks, but I could be wrong.
I honestly don't remember.
Alright, so as the conclusion of the season has come upon us, myself and John were the only 2 drivers to complete every Cup Series race, or compete in.
Sweet.
Jeez, this race got done early compared to last night. Jesus, Martha.
Well, there was also 2
That's
races
nice.
and a whole bunch of controversy and shit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this race was longer.
John
Then,
is the only
I mean-
driver to have gotten top 5s in every single race.
Sweet. I like that.
Rashawn became a double-digit top 5 driver tonight. Got his 10th top 5 of the year. Final top 5s are John with 20, Ryan 15, Eddie with 14, Fireblaze had 12, I had 11, Rashawn had 10, Chad finished with 8, and I believe that Bush fans have come home with 6 of them.
Nice, nice.
Alrighty, now as for race winners. So John collects his 9th Cup win of the season. And that puts his total at 16, but as I said before, Ryan has the most wins of any driver this year.
No.
That being with 18.
We're gonna pick numbers for the league.
Yeah,
So maybe like
The
20.
dab. Oh my god, the dab.
I'm only fucking with you, for real.
I've never heard this song.
The song is called Montana.
Keith slowly kicks me out of the race on the league. Bans me. Bans me on his friends list.
I don't like the way that-
Alrighty,
How
so
long is this video?
it's
like 2 hours?
I took up all 6 possible snaps.
That's something I was gonna ask you. How are you recording without touching the thingy? How do you do that? You know what I mean? Like, how are you
Oh,
taking the
Eric
video
needs to see
without
one time.
touching the screen?
No, that's not what I said.
Keith, did you die?
I'm here.
How did you record that Snapchat without touching the screen?
So, I went on Snapchat just to take a video, and it said, when I hovered over the record button, if you hold it and then you slide down, it makes a hands-free record button until you turn it off.
So you hold it,
And then slide down real quick, yeah.
As soon as you touch it and hold it?
Yeah, as soon as you hold it to start recording and then you slide down, it'll record.
No, it keeps taking a picture on me.
No, you gotta hold it until like the red ring starts happening.
Yeah, it just keeps taking a picture on me.
Hmm.
I'm like holding it until it
Unless,
says,
did you update it?
What?
well, I think it's been yeah, can you guys invite the player I
Is it
suggested?
Clearwater? Oh yeah, that's right.
Alrighty, and that is going to be it for the broadcast. So far, we broadcasted all 60 races this year. Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup had 11 different race winners over the course of the year, and it's been a hell of a lot of fun to broadcast. And now we're going to wait a few months until we get to the Grand Tour, which I'll end up making a video on how the Grand Tour is going to work. But thank you guys for everybody that has watched this season. It's made it a hell of a lot of fun, and definitely worth putting it on YouTube and having fans watch each and every race weekend, or week for that matter. So thank you guys for that, and congratulations once again to John for the Cup Series Championship, and congratulations to Ryan for the Xfinity and Truck Series Championships. And that'll be that for the year, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks, y'all.